The 12th of April of this year, 2025, we had the Women of Stature Awards South Africa, the 10th season of the Women of Stature Awards in South Africa. And one of the remarkable women that swept off, or at least swept the award, was, of course, none other than Tshidi Mndzebele. I hope I'm pronouncing it
Well
correctly.
said, well said.
So, Tshidi,
110% to you.
thank you. So, Tshidi, you actually won the Women in Engineering and Mining category. We know that the engineering and mining sector is very male dominated. So, what
Mm-hmm.
makes you the standout woman to have won this category?
Ooh, I think what made me stood out, Shalon, is the fact that I've been in the industry for more than 20 years. And I'm an engineer by qualification. And I have worked in the mining industry. And as such, that has helped me to build a backbone that is required to survive and thrive in the industry. And over and above that, I think the fact that the work that I do, especially from uplifting professionals who, or rather candidates that want to be professionally registered with the Engineering Council of South Africa, I think that is one particularly impactful thing that probably made me stand out from the rest. And by the way, I was really taken aback. At that time, I felt like time really stood still. And in the moment, everything just was dark and the light was just on me. And I was just so overwhelmed, so honored and humbled. And it was a deeply affirming, moment for me. And thank you for that once again.
No, it's our absolute pleasure. You obviously went through the whole nomination journey and process and the grueling adjudication and came out top. So, Shidi, if you could give any other woman a word of advice with regards to allowing herself to be on this journey, the nomination journey. So we've already opened the nominations for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give, and why would you encourage a woman to consider this, considering that we're looking for
Mm-hmm.
women like you that are making an impact?
Charlotte, you're touching on a nerve there because I think one would ask even why have I not considered entering even way before? But I think as women, we tend to be overly critical of ourselves, and we tend to think that such platforms are not meant for us. It's meant for somebody else. But the advice that I would give to, other nominees for this year going forward, I would say enter boldly. Believe in your craft because whatever that you're doing in your little corner, trust me, it is bigger than you even think. And it's not even about bragging, but it's about showing what you are doing, the impact that you are making, and being proud about it. I think sometimes being proud can be seen as a negative thing. However, I think such platforms allows us to shine within our our humility. I think there's always that thing that we need to be humble. You need to wait to be told to do something. I would rather say take up that opportunity and enter boldly, not because you have figured it out, not because you are perfect, but because you have a story that you need to tell the world. And that story could just be one thing that can make an impact in somebody's life. Even if it's only one person, my goodness, you've made your mark. So for me, I think we all have stories to tell. We all have something special. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, but in your own little world, it is in fact groundbreaking. And I think in the whole process, just being authentic, being brave, and allowing yourself to be comfortable with the uncomfortability that comes with this award, because it allows you to step out of your skin and also be comfortable in that new space that you're in. For me, I think it really allowed me to do that. And I think also the journey that you, Charlotte, and the team actually had for us. It was not just about the last day, but it was about a journey, being prepped, being capacitated by other women in the field, because I think us as women, we need a tribe. And I think you get that. I mean, if I think about even on the evening, most awards, they're all just about winners. But this Woman of Stature award was all about everybody who entered. We shining in our little corners. And it doesn't necessarily mean when you are shining above all, you have outshone the rest. For me, I think being just on the stage and you showcasing all of us as nominees, for me, that was just it. And it brings that special element if you compare Women of Stature and other women related awards. So thank you for the organization and the way that you arranged it, you and the team, of course, you arranged it, because you really made all of us stand out. And that's what it is. It doesn't mean when you have not been, when you are not a winner, you are less of a woman of stature. But you planted the seeds in the journey. I hope that makes sense.
Oh,
Charlotte.
yes, no, and I'm so glad you recognize that, Tshidi, because it isn't just about winning. It's about the journey, and it's about
Yeah.
enjoying the journey and also
Mm,
learning a little bit more. Other women can share some really valuable insights into
mm,
different areas of our lives. Now, Tshidi,
mm,
you are in a very senior position in the company that you're in. Now, just tell me, in in your life, what
mm-hmm.
drove you to be who you are in the business today? And just talk a little bit about the company that you actually are
Okay.
representing here today as well.
All right. I think, Charlotte, it stems back from where I'm from, by the way. I'm from Kimberley, in a location there from Halishiwe to be specific. And my parents were not necessarily your educated parents, they did everything for us, for me and my siblings to be to get ahead. My dad was a hardworking dad and husband, and my mom was one of those mamas that would sell that will have a tuck shop, a spaza shop, that will transport kids, from to and from school, and at the same time she would do braais on a in a monthly basis, like chesanyama they call it right now, but back then it wasn't called that. So for me, I think I learned the value of hard work and the value of just holding on and seeing something through, and that when you put in everything, the effort, it will always come back to you in double fold. So when we started the company, and I'm saying we because I started the company with my husband, who is a mechanical engineer, and I'm an industrial engineer. When we started the company together, we all, for me on my side, it was always from that seed that my mom planted back then. When I grew up, I knew that I needed to do something for myself and for my family and create a legacy. And for me, it was a no-brainer. I needed to do something that had something to do with engineering, and hence the inception of Avenir Holdings, Pty, which was created in 2014. And what we do is we do engineering procurement contract management of EPCM projects in mining industry, in the energy sector, in the water sector. So we cut across. But why mining? Before I even started the company, and my husband, before he started the company with me, we were both working for mining companies. I come from your big mining companies like Anglo American, Anglo Platinum, all of that. For me, I think it gave me the values that in terms of starting a business, it gave me a building blocks for me to start a business and to say, this is how I would like it to look like. Because even now, when we are marketing ourselves, we market ourselves and people will say, but this looks like a big company. But I think it's all the learnings that we got from the corporate. So there is space for corporate, and if you want to get into your own business, you can use those building blocks to actually move along into your own business. So it's not run like a small company. We run it like a big company because we're even ISO accredited from a quality perspective, from an environment perspective, as well as from a safety perspective. So these things are the things that the systems that are always in place in big corporates. And we said we wanted to bring that big into a small corporate and say that, oh yes, small corporates, and say that we are able to. I hope that answers your question, Charlotte.
Absolutely, Tshidi, because what it's telling us is that don't be shy and be bold to stand up and be as big as a corporate company, because the bolder you are, the more people will imagine that you actually you have a large company. But Tshidi, it's been so lovely chatting to you today, and it's been so lovely to have you on this journey with us. And and I'm sure that you've inspired, will be inspiring a lot of women through this message that they've received from you today, to say that, just step into your boldness and just don't be shy, and don't consider yourself less worthy than the next woman who is on the stage with you. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we see that you're very proudly displaying your certificate and your trophy as the winner. And of course, you are also one of our mentors on the Women Rise Mentoring Program, which is important, isn't it, Tshidi, that we mentor the next generation, or a woman that is maybe just struggling in an area of her life. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate your time. And we look forward to watching you from the sidelines and to see you continue on this amazing path of growth and success. Thank you so much, Tshidi.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for this platform once again.